The Social Security Administration just confirmed it. Starting January 2026, your monthly check is going up by 2.8%. But here is what most videos are not telling you. Medicare Part B is going up at the same time, and it is going up nearly 4 times faster than your COLA increase. So before you celebrate that extra money in your check, you need to understand what is actually happening. Because for millions of retirees, part of that increase is already gone before it even lands in your bank account. Stay with me, because in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to give you every number you need, the exact payment dates, the Medicare impact, and what you should actually do right now. Today, we are covering one of the most important financial updates for anyone living on Social Security in 2026, the annual cost of living adjustment, also called the COLA increase. This is not a rumor. This is not an estimate. On October 24th, 2025, the Social Security Administration officially confirmed the 2026 COLA at 2.8%. That affects 75 million Americans, including nearly 71 million Social Security beneficiaries and 7.5 million people receiving Supplemental Security Income, or SSI. In this video, I will cover exactly how much your check is increasing, when the new payments start, what Medicare Part B is doing to your increase, how 2026 compares to the last 5 years, and what steps you should take right now to protect your budget. Let us get into it. First, let us quickly cover what COLA actually is, because this matters when you understand why the number is what it is. COLA stands for Cost of Living Adjustment. By law, Social Security benefits must increase each year based on a specific inflation measure called the CPI-W, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. The Social Security Administration looks at CPI-W data from the third quarter of the previous year, July, August, and September, and compares it to the same period 1 year earlier. That percentage change becomes the COLA for the following year. For 2026, CPI-W data from Q3 2024 to Q3 2025 showed an increase of 2.8%. That is your 2026 COLA. Now, and this is important, the CPI-W measures spending patterns of urban wage earners and clerical workers, not retirees. Many retirees spend a much higher percentage of their income on healthcare than the average working age person. That is one reason many seniors feel like the COLA never fully covers their real cost increases. It is not your imagination. The formula simply does not track retiree spending. The exact numbers, how much your check is increasing, this is what most viewers searched for. Give it to them clearly. Now let us talk real numbers. The average retired worker was receiving about $2,008 per month in 2025. With the 2.8% COLA applied, that rises to approximately $2,064 per month in 2026. That is an increase of roughly $56 per month for the average retiree. But your benefit is personal, so let me give you a full breakdown. If your current monthly benefit is $800, your increase is about $22. If your benefit is $1,000, your increase is about $28. If your benefit is $1,200, your increase is about $34. If your benefit is $1,500, your increase is about $42. If your benefit is $1,800, your increase is about $50. If your benefit is $2,000, your increase is about $56. If your benefit is $2,500, your increase is about $70. If your benefit is $3,000, your increase is about $84. To find your exact new amount, you do not need to calculate anything yourself. The SSA sends every beneficiary a personalized COLA notice. If you have a My Social Security account at ssa.gov, you can see your exact new amount online. If not, your notice will arrive by mail in December. This is one of the top searched questions. Answer it directly. This is the question I see everywhere in the comments on these videos. When exactly do I get my new amount? Here is the official answer from the Social Security Administration. For regular Social Security beneficiaries, your increased payment begins with your January 2026 check. The exact date depends on your birthday. If your birthday falls on the 1st through 10th of the month, you receive your payment on the second Wednesday of January 2026. That is January 14th, 2026. If your birthday falls on the 11th through 20th, you receive payment on the third Wednesday of January 2026. That is January 21st, 2026. If your birthday falls on the 21st through 31st, you receive payment on the fourth Wednesday of January 2026. That is January 28th, 2026. For SSI recipients, your increase comes even earlier. SSI payments with the 2026 COLA begin on December 31st, 2025. If you receive both Social Security and SSI, you will see the SSI increase on December 31st, 2025, and the Social Security increase with your January payment. Write these dates down. You do not need to do anything. The increase is automatic. No calls, no forms, no applications. So if your COLA increase was $42 a month, subtract $17.90 for the Medicare Part B increase, and your real net increase is closer to $24. If your COLA increase was $56, your real net gain after Medicare is about $38. This does not mean COLA is worthless. It means you have to budget for the full picture, not just the headline number. One important note, there is something called the hold harmless rule. By law, your Part B premium increase cannot be larger than your COLA dollar increase. So if your individual COLA increase is smaller than $17.90, you will pay less than the standard $202.90. The premium is capped to protect your check from going backwards. But if your increase is larger than $17.90, you pay the full standard premium, the Medicare problem, the number most videos skip. This is the most important section, original insight that separates this video. Now here is what I really need you to pay attention to. The 2026 COLA is 2.8%. That sounds helpful. But Medicare Part B, which covers your doctor visits, outpatient care, and medical services, has officially increased for 2026. The standard Medicare Part B monthly premium in 2026 is $202.90. In 2025, it was $185. That is an increase of $17.90 per month. In percentage terms, Medicare Part B went up 9.7% in 2026. Your Social Security COLA went up 2.8%. Let me put that in plain terms. Medicare is rising more than 3 times faster than your COLA increase. And because most retirees have their Part B premium automatically deducted from their Social Security check, that $17.90 comes out of your increase before you even see it. 2026 in context. How does this compare to recent years? Some context that helps make sense of 2026. Here are the COLA increases for the past 5 years. 2022, 5.9%, the highest in 40 years at that point. 2023, 8.7%, the highest since 1981, driven by post-pandemic inflation. 2024, 3.2%. 2025, 2.5%. 2026, 2.8%. The 10-year average COLA is about 3.1%. So 2026 at 2.8% is slightly below the long-term average. But it is higher than 2025. In 2023, an AARP survey found that 73% of seniors said they would need a COLA of at least 5% to keep up with their actual rising costs. The 2026 number is 2.8. That gap explains why so many retirees feel like they are falling behind, even in years when the COLA goes up. This is the 5th consecutive year with a COLA of at least 2.5%. The longest such streak since the 1990s. That reflects persistent inflation in the broader economy, who benefits most, and who feels it least. Not every retiree experiences the COLA the same way. Let me break down who this increase helps most and who may still feel squeezed. Who benefits most? Retirees who rely almost entirely on Social Security as their income source are the ones who benefit most from COLA, even when the number is modest. If your only income is your Social Security check, even a $30 to $50 increase genuinely helps cover a utility bill or a grocery run. Retirees with stable housing costs, especially those who own their home outright, tend to feel the COLA more clearly in their day-to-day budget. SSI recipients also benefit quickly, since their increase hits December 31, 2025. Who feels it least? Retirees with rising rent or housing costs often see the COLA absorbed immediately. Retirees with high prescription costs or frequent medical visits are already spending more on healthcare than the CPI-W captures. And retirees who are new to Medicare in 2026, or who are seeing their Part B increase for the first time, may be surprised by how much of their COLA disappears into that premium. What you should do right now, practical steps. This section is the most important for your actual financial life. Here are the 4 things you should do this month. Step 1. Check your exact new benefit amount. Do not wait for the mail. Go to ssa.gov and log into your My Social Security account. Your personalized 2026 COLA notice will be available there in December. It shows your exact new monthly amount and your new Medicare deduction. If you do not have an online account, your notice will arrive by mail in December. Step 2. Update your budget with real numbers. Once you know your exact new Social Security amount, sit down and compare it to your 3 biggest monthly expenses: housing, healthcare, and food. If those 3 costs are rising faster than 2.8% in your area, and for many retirees they are, you will need to look for somewhere else to adjust. Step 3. Review your Medicare plan during open enrollment. Medicare open enrollment runs from October 15th to December 7th each year. If you have a Medicare Advantage or Part D drug plan, this is your window to switch to a better plan for 2026. Small changes in coverage can save you hundreds of dollars a year, which is worth far more than the COLA increase itself for many retirees. Step 4. Do not make withdrawal decisions based only on COLA. If you also have retirement savings in an IRA or 401k, do not increase your withdrawal amounts just because your Social Security went up. The COLA is designed to cover inflation, not to give you extra spending money. Let me quickly answer the questions I see most often. Do I need to apply for the COLA increase? No. It is completely automatic. Every Social Security and SSI recipient receives it without doing anything. Does the COLA affect my spouse's benefit too? Yes. COLA applies to all Social Security benefit types: retirement, survivor, and disability benefits. If your spouse receives their own benefit, it also increases by 2.8%. Does COLA affect spousal benefits and survivor benefits? Yes. The 2.8% applies to spousal benefits and survivor benefits as well. Is my COLA increase taxable? It depends on your total income. If your combined income, including half of your Social Security, exceeds certain thresholds, a portion of your benefits may be taxable. The thresholds have not changed dramatically, but the higher benefit amount could push some retirees slightly closer to a taxable bracket. If you are unsure, speak with a tax professional before the end of the year. Why does COLA not feel like enough? Because the formula is based on CPI-W, spending by working-age people. Retirees typically spend more on healthcare, housing, and prescription drugs than the CPI-W reflects. Some advocates have pushed for a different measure called CPIE, designed specifically for elderly Americans. But as of 2026, the law still uses CPI-W for the COLA calculation. Here is the complete picture for 2026. Social Security COLA increase, 2.8%, official, confirmed, automatic. New payments begin January 2026 for Social Security, December 31, 2025 for SSI. Medicare Part B premium, $202.90, up $17.90 from 2025. Average net increase after Medicare, roughly $38 to $52 per month for most retirees. The 2026 COLA is not a windfall. It is inflation protection, and an imperfect one at that. But knowing the real numbers, the real dates, and the Medicare impact puts you in a far better position than most people who only see the headline. If you found this helpful, Save this video, because these numbers change every year. And you will want to come back to it when your notice arrives in December. And if you have questions about your specific situation, drop them in the comments.